Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here. Welcome to episode 136 of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We got another greedier mode run to do. This time we failed as Samson last time, so we're going to do Lazarus this time. We'll go back for Samson and subsequently Blue Baby. Actually reverse that order, but same difference effectively. DD99LOA1. There's something oddly sexual about that seed, which is a word something I never thought I would say. Almost just walked right into that HP upgrade without considering the potential for Lazarus's key benefit to come into play, where he just dies and then comes back as Lazarus Risen, who's a much more powerful version of Lazarus. So we may try to make that work depending on what our options are here, and I'm liking the options that we have so far. I could actually probably kill myself on this demon beggar and go from there, but I think the smart money right now, seeing as how I often just die like naturally on my own on these first couple of waves, just because I'm not very strong, especially with like 0 items to my name right now, I'll go with that. Go for right now with the 3 HP that I have, and then we'll probably spend whatever else that we have left after the fact on the demon beggar, and then we'll be in a pretty good spot at that point, I think, especially with that HP upgrade waiting for us in the other room. There's also one for sale if we're so inclined. Aw, Menu, what are you doing? Oh god. She heard me say her name and then she's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. She was being like super cute though. She was just like lying on my lap, resting her head on my arm. It's the most adorable thing. It's moments like that that make me wish I had face cam or something. But I'm like super anxious about face cam because I don't think I have a very good face for the cam, you know what I mean? So, okay, this guy is goozling me. I don't even know what that. I don't know what it's trying to say there. I just felt like we're using the word goozle apparently. Yeah, so it looks like I very well could die here in these first couple waves, but that's okay as long as we can make it through the waves entirely and survive in order to go pick up that HP, which is a scary task still, because even if we die, like, we will come back obviously, but we only come back with one single heart, so a single hit from a champion could spell doom for real. Or just a couple hits from these random spiders, which is not out of the question. Quite clearly, I was actually getting totally ready to get hit by a spider there. Well, there you go. Spoke a little bit too soon on that one, I guess. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, that was just, you know, there were too many spiders, man. What can I say? Spiders are literally like the worst enemies in this game. It's alright though. XAL1 LKH8. Got a puberty pill, which is not bad, despite what that sound may say. Now, here's an interesting conundrum. Do you take magic much because it's an all stats upgrade and it's great, or do you leave it because it is also an HP upgrade? I think there's maybe a happy middle ground to take. I'm not sure. What I do know for sure is that I want to do this. It was a secret room too. That's what I was kind of banking on. Well, not banking on, but hoping for anyway. Okay, that's pretty good. So I think we have a pretty good cause to maybe leave this fire alone and kill ourselves early here before we even start any of the waves, especially if something in here is nice. That's Compound Fracture, which is actually like a Lazarus item, I believe. Like, it's an item that you unlock by playing as Lazarus, if I remember right. So we're gonna want these spirit hearts. Yeah, so I think the way to do this is to just kill yourself outright here, instead of waiting naturally, because like waiting naturally to die on the waves and whatever, that's all well and good if you don't have like good benefits beforehand, like if killing yourself beforehand wouldn't net you anything beyond just the actual Lazarus life. But we have so much benefit here and so much possible survivability, especially thanks to the spirit hearts, that I think this was a smart move. Should put us off in a pretty good foot to become powerful later on. We should be more than powerful enough to take on these waves now. I feel so much better about this one than I did about the other one, which is a shame. You know, it's like I said before that, you know, greedier mode, you really do need a pretty decent amount of luck if you want to make a run work. Not every run can work. I don't say that often about these modes in Isaac. Like, I think in hard mode, just about any run is plausible to win if you just play your cards right. You have to know what cards to play sometimes, but you gotta just, as long as you play them right, you should be totally fine. And sometimes the hand you're dealt is absolute shit, but you can make it work. In greedier mode, that's not necessarily the case, because it's just so goddamn hard. The difficulty curve is kind of insane in greedier mode. especially compared to just regular ass greed mode. Like, we breeze pretty easily through regular greed mode without too much worry. But greedier mode has certainly proven to be rather difficult. We've died like at least once with just about every character, I'm pretty sure. Not literally every character, I don't think, but pretty close to it. Now, do you take a PhD or hive mind or raw liver? I think raw liver is actually probably the best option for us here. Guarantees more survivability, deal with the devil fodder, and PhD is not that good because you don't get that many pills throughout greed mode. And then hive mind could be good if we get like a guppy or something going on, or even just like a jar of flies, but we have no guarantees on either of those fronts. Granted, attack flies and spiders are not that uncommon. Does hive mind actually work for spiders as well? I've always gone off the assumption that it does, but I don't know for sure. I think it does. It has to, right? There's some item out there that increases the attack size and like potency of your spiders. And I'm pretty sure it has to be hive mind, because there's not a hive mind specifically for spiders that exists out there, as far as I know. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot something that I was going to do in between episodes here. I'll probably do it for the next episode, because I'm going to record that one pretty soon after this one. But I forgot to check the booster pack notes, because I do believe, if that last challenge run in the previous video is to be believed, a booster pack has been recently released, so I really need to check out like the patch notes or whatever on that for just so that we know what we're getting into and what to expect. Although the fact that I haven't done that means that we're open to surprises on this run potentially, so that's always a good time. I'm gonna go ahead and take Book of Sin here because I think it's a good item. Little Delirium is actually a pretty good familiar too, but I don't trust myself being down to 2 HP in greedier mode just like that. I am pretty strong right off the bat here, but not quite that strong. Please give me 2 cents. I would love to get that screw. Wow, instead I just get screwed. How about that? Well, what we could do is we could buy the key and then open that golden chest and hope for like more money than we spent to get that golden chest, but the odds of that are not super high, I guess. I'll check really quick to see if there's like money in here somehow. Doesn't seem like it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a key. I'm tempted to check this golden chest. I got a good feeling about it. Wow. Ooh, wow. That's it's about the worst that could have happened. I say I got a good feeling about it. There's an awkward silence in between me opening it, and then it's just a fucking red heart, dude. Stab me in the back, why don't you? I was so ready for this item to be Backstabber. That would have been actually hilarious. Alright, so we got Magic 8 Ball, which is a shot speed up, plus Wheel of Fortune, which is not super bad. Epic Fetus, huh? Well, that's an interesting one. And there's like an actual, like a super secret tinted rock right there that got revealed by a troll bomb. I don't know if we'll have the bombs necessary to blow it up. We will if we get Epic Fetus. I mean, we got Compound Fracture though, which is so cool. I don't think it synergizes in any way with Epic Fetus, but Epic Fetus is too good not to take in greedier mode, I think. Regardless, we'll run through these waves without it for now. So I'm not gonna stop once I get to 15 cents or whatever to just pick up Epic Fetus. I'd like to enjoy this one while we can. Not that Epic Fetus is not enjoyable, mind you. It's just not enjoyable in the same way as firing bones out of your face. That's split on impact. I realized when it picks it up that not bone fracture, compound fracture is not actually a damage upgrade. It's just like the split shot and possibly some knockback or something. I didn't realize that. I thought it was actually a damage upgrade too, because that kind of made sense to me. That throwing bones should do more damage than throwing tears or globs of water. But, you know, maybe I just don't know how this game is meant to work. It makes Compound Fracture not quite as good in my mind, but ooh, that's actually really lucky. But it's still good. It still makes me feel awesome that I can actually fire back at these bonies for once. Because ever since they've been introduced into the game forever ago, it's like people have been clamoring, where are the bone tears? Where are the bone tears? These guys can fire bones for tears. Why can't I? Why can't I fire bones for tears? Speaking of which, why can't I leap across the room like these guys? Why can't I walk super slowly like a fat man? Like, well, I actually can if you get like low enough speed, I guess. But regardless, let's go ahead and grab all this. We'll check out our item room before anything else. What do we got? We got Demon, or Little Horn, not Demon Horn. I mean, Little Horn, that's again another thing that sort of makes Epic Fetus, that Epic Fetus obsoletes, I think. I don't think I'm going to take Epic Fetus. That may or may not be a controversial decision. I'm not quite sure how it's gonna play out yet. I'm not quite sure what the consensus opinion of my audience is on Epic Fetus, whether it makes things too easy or not fun to watch anymore or whatever, but I think there's a case to be made here for Epic Fetus not being the right choice. Because of, especially now because of Littlehorn, that's actually a pretty decent tier effect that just gets totally neutered by Epic Fetus. Plus, we'll get rid of our bone tiers, and it'll be like, Epic Fetus can be a little bit cumbersome to deal with sometimes, and I'm just like trying to picture myself in the Ultra Greed fight, trying to move that cursor around to nail him, and it's just like, it doesn't seem like a fun time to me. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and, despite the fact that it is more or less an instant win a lot of the time, maybe less so in greedier mode, but still pretty powerful nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and pass up Epic Fetus and get rewarded with Balls of Steel, apparently. I'm gonna go ahead and pop Wheel of Fortune just because I can. There's no reason to really hold on to it, I don't think. Let's go ahead and take Polydactyly, which is pretty decent. 2 of Diamonds. Now, do you hold on to this banking on a blank card showing up, or do you pop it right away to get Binky? I think the choice is pretty clear for me, because the odds of a blank card just... What was that? Oh, that's a... Menu's just knocking around my belt. I left my belt up on the bed after I got home from work, and then it's like she just comes over and just knocks it off the bed. She's like, pay attention to me. What a weird cat, man. Cat, comma, man. Not cat man. 'Cause he's a cat man. Skibbity-boop-bop-a-doop-bop-boop. Alright, where are you, Stain? I know you're around. Oh, God. That's not the Stain I was looking for. I was actually looking for the musical artist, formerly known as Stain. There's a music artist named Stain, right? I don't know if he's formerly known as Stain. I know that there was one at one point. We got Hagalaz and Yera. Okay, so the Yera rune is actually extremely valuable. Hagalaz less so, but we might be able to use it here to break that open, which is unfortunately not that valuable for us, but it was worth a shot. And then we'll save Yera for the next floor. And obviously the play with Yera in greed mode, or greedier mode, is to use it after all the money is spawned for a floor. It does create a bit of an interesting sort of obstacle in that you're less incentivized to pick up the money as you fight the enemies, which makes it so you have less dodging room throughout the waves, but I think it ultimately is probably going to be worth it to double our money. Effectively doubles our chances at winning in a roundabout way. I don't know if that's quite actually true, but... Alright, so we could save up. I mean, we should get the key first. I was wondering if we should just wait for Mom's key and get that, but I don't think it's all that worth it. We got the Zit, the large Zit, excuse me, creep shots. Again, something that would have been nullified by Epic Fetus, I'm pretty sure, so another good reason. Probably gonna end up taking Cube of Meat once I get the money for it. It's a pretty solid familiar. Slash orbital slash... I mean, familiars and orbitals are sort of one and the same. You know, not all familiars are orbitals, but all orbitals are familiars. They're also all familiar to me, because I played 1,400 plus hours of this game. I actually haven't checked the hours on that I've played on this game recently. I can actually check that, like, basically any time here by hitting Shift-Tab, I think, so maybe I'll do that after these waves spawn, just because I'm a little curious, you know. One of those things that you gotta check intermittently, see how much of your life you've wasted on this dumb shit. Not that I feel I've wasted really any time with Isaac. It's a pretty good game. Makes me happy, makes me relaxed. Despite the fact that it can be a little frustrating at times, especially with the Lost and shit. But that's the... You know, you gotta take the good with the bad, the work with the play. A little bit goes a long way. Oh, good. I took a little more damage there than I probably should have. I was mostly just in a frenzy to try and get all those spiders killed so I can get rid of the skulls as early as possible. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pop the boss wave here, get that going. I might as well actually leave that on the ground so I can Yera it too. Makes sense to me. And then we'll defeat this boss wave, or at least wait for the next wave to spawn so that all our money is on the ground. Then we can actually Yera pretty freely here. And that should be a lot of money, actually. Look at that. It's like a little bit more than a regular greed mode wave, which is kind of sad. That just goes to show how little money you actually get from the greedier mode waves compared to the regular greed waves. Because like if you use a Yara on like if you do the same situation basically, but in greed mode instead of greedier mode, the coins like practically fill up the room, dude. It's like nuts. But here it's like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's actually very good compared to what we normally would be getting at this point. But will it be the difference maker? Will it be the linchpin of this run? It could be. It very well could be. For now, we're just gonna go ahead and pick up our 46 cents here. Do you check out the curse room? I think I will. Don't know if this will be worth it or not. We got a speed down and balls of steel. You know what? The balls of steel makes it worth it. Speed down's a little bit iffy, but we're still at 1.4 speed, so I'm not too distraught over that. I'm gonna go ahead and just fight the deal with the double wave, because why would you not? Got enough HP to make it a smart idea, I think, here. And you know what? These 4 Gertie Juniors, I thought they were going to be a lot worse than this, actually. Turns out the knockback from my compound fracture tiers is actually keeping them pretty well at bay. There we go. We got 2 black hearts, which I'm actually fine with. And then we're going to go ahead and see what we can get up here. So I'm going to buy cube meat. I don't think that Mom's key is necessarily worth it. It'd mostly be worth it just for the keys that it gives us. But we already have 2 keys, which should be enough for the rest of the game if I'm doing my math right. Now we got the battery here. In a minute, for a moment, my mind thought it was a car battery, and I was really excited, but no such luck. We got an ace of clubs here. I was just curious about that one. I think I'm going to go ahead and save up and see what we can get on the next floor. I don't think the battery's that good for us in our current circumstance. Could be good for sure, but right now with the Book of Sin, I don't see the real need for it. What do we got in here? We got Shard of Glass, which gives us, I think, basically no benefit because it's sort of the same effect as Anemic. We also have a Desert / Desert, which was actually what I was about to say. It's like a 3rd grader's mistake, man. Okay. We should actually be able to, thanks to that Troll Bomb, get this stone chest here, which is pretty solid. Now, what do you do with this? I think you do buy this, pretty clearly. Gets us up to the tier cap. Does blue cap break the tier cap? I'm not actually sure about that one. What I am sure about is I think this is probably a smart idea. Where did that heart come from? Do I have like old bandage or something? I don't think so. Got me, dude. I don't know why that heart spawned. We got Acid Baby here. This is interesting. It makes a good case for taking this speed down pill, I guess. But we're instead just going to go ahead and drop it. I guess we'll drop all of them because we can't drop just a single one. I forgot about that. I'm going to go ahead and ace of clubs, get a bomb out of it. I'm gonna blow these assholes up. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to blow... Oh, we actually got some bombs over here, too. Didn't even realize that. So we can actually blow these guys up. Then we can blow the machine up as well. Because I don't think either of these are super interesting to me. Because we're already at the tier cap anyway. Got Speedball there. We can do better than Speedball. We don't have any syringes yet anyway, so... Okay, we got the battery again. We also have Matchbook. Gonna go for broke here. Might as well. Okay, Squeezy. I mean, it gives us the Spirit Hearts, but the Tears upgrade is actually not that good. The Infinity is tempting in certain aspects, but one more try, I think. Okay, well, we got Mutant Spider and Buddy in a Box, which I think are actually probably our 2 best options that we've seen up to this point. I'm gonna take Mutant Spider. It does screw up our tier rate a little bit, but we were at the tier cap anyway, so I don't feel that bad about it. I already got both of these, didn't I? I did. Let's go ahead and fight our waves now. And fill the screen with bone matter. Bone marrow. Whatever you want to call it. What happened there? Did I press the button like right off the bat and just not realize it at all? Apparently I did. Okay. That's fine by me. Kind of a neat little like pseudo synergy between or not even just a pseudo synergy, but just a straight up synergy between Little Horn and Compound Fracture is that the fractured tiers that get the Little Horn effect, the Science Shot, actually they like retain the science shot effect when they fracture, which is pretty cool. And for some reason I wasn't expecting it to happen that way, but I'm glad that it does. One makes you small there. Normally I would not recommend taking pills in the middle of combat in case it's like a paralysis or something. But with each pill being able to poison all the enemies on the room, I think it's a pretty valid tactic. Full health is actually fine. I think we were down... No, we weren't down a red heart because one of them dropped earlier. Still, good to know for the future. If we happen to find one later on, we might want to hold on to it for the Ultra Greed fight. Just this guy left. There we go. Got some poop over here as well. Got a coin out of it, so good relax pill, I guess. I'm going to take Buddy in a Box because he's a lot of fun. I just really like Buddy in a Box. We also have the Mystery Box, again for 7 cents. I think I'm going to take that too. We got another 7-cent item. I don't think that's always guaranteed to be a 7-cent item, like if it once was, but there we go. We're going to go ahead and fight this. It's a 7-cent item that we're probably not going to make much use out of because it's the D20. And while the D20 is pretty solid in greed mode, I think it's a little bit late for it to really pop off now. Plus, it just takes a lot of like mental fortitude and like thought power to invoke the D20 properly. At least in my experience. I'm sure many people out there can do it without even a second thought half the time, but I'm just always like concerned, like what if I re-roll at the wrong time and like get rid of something I really need badly? Usually doesn't happen because I'm so methodical and thinking about it like that, but man, that was actually beautiful. How fucking Chad just got frozen in the middle of the Sisters Vis as they did their fucking big ass brimstone beam. That was just like, that was so good. I don't even quite know how they got frozen. Maybe it was the Buddy in a Box, which is like a super fat ass Koopa, by the way. It's like one of those Koopas from Super Mario RPG, which is pretty sweet. Anything we're interested in up here? I mean, moldy bread is actually kind of tempting. We don't have enough money for it anyway, though, so just gonna forget about it. My God, I hate this shit. I hate this shit so much. So for some reason, I keep dropping hearts when I get hit, but only like on the first hit that it'd take on a room. I've noticed that consistently happening. And I don't know if that's a product of some item that I have that I just don't realize. Maybe like an item got changed. My first thought is actually Shard of Glass, because I don't know a ton about that item, and it could be that. I'm not sure. I don't know, it could be some extra effect of Lazarus that was added recently or something in the booster box. Booster pack, whatever you want to call it. It's actually called a booster pack, so that's what I should probably call it. Pretty Fly is cool by me. What do we got here? We got some Yarrow runes, maybe? Nope, double Ansus, which is actually probably the worst rune in greed mode for my money. Well, actually, a lot of the runes in greed mode are not super useful. At any rate, let's move on down to the next floor. Got Sheol, it'll be our last item rooms. Last free item rooms, anyway. Gonna have to pay for everything from here on out. That's a super yellow baby. What the hell is that? That is a hand? It's like a stop hand. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to that one for right now. Speed and range up. That's something I know at least. Alright. It kind of looks like it could be a spacebar item. I'm not sure though. Let's see what we got here. Telekinesis. The Power of Mind. It's a 1-charge item. The Power of Mind. Like my initial inclination is to think maybe it gives you homing tears for like a brief period, kind of like telekinesis or telepathy for dummies, my bad, but worse because it doesn't like give it to you for the whole room or something. I don't know. I guess we're gonna try it out here and just see what we can make happen. It's a Power of the Mind. I don't know what that did. I'm gonna keep using it. Oh god, it's got like a weird pseudo charge on it. Wait, I can hold it down. I held it down and like nothing. It's got like a Breath of Life style effect where I hold it down and maybe can make something happen. I'm not sure about that one. There's probably a great way to use this that I'm just not realizing because I just don't know what it quite does. There's not a lot of spacebar items that you can like hold down to charge like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure there was only the one up until this point, Breath of Life. But I mean, the candles are kind of like that as well, but not quite the same. It's interesting. I'm not sure what to make of it just yet. Maybe I should actually just go look it up, but actually maybe I will, because I'd like to know just in case it is something actually valuable that I want to keep over Book of Sin, because right now it doesn't feel like it, but I could be missing out here. What do we got? We got Bombs or Key, which is actually probably fine. So let me go ahead and open up the Isaac wiki really quick. Let's see here. Isaac. What was the item actually called? Because I remember it said Power of Mind is like the subtext. But what was the item actually? What was its name? So we got Telekinesis. Okay. Let's try that. So Telekinesis. I don't even know if it's going to be in here because it's such a new item. It does seem to be here. Alright. Added booster pack number 2. Upon use for the next 2 seconds, any enemy shots that come near Isaac are held in place. After the charge is depleted, they are fired back as tears. Okay. So you press it, but I was holding it down, right? Hold on. Let me go back to it. So I press it. Oh, I press it and it depletes automatically. Okay, that's interesting then. Because I thought I was holding it down and it was like a weird placebo effect. Like I thought I was draining it like Breath of Life, but... And then for the next 2 seconds, any enemy shots that come near Isaac are held in place, and then they're fired back as... Oh, that seems like really, really good, actually. But I don't know. Let's give it a shot now that we actually know what we're supposed to be getting out of this. Let's fight a boss with it. Is it a boss that's going to actually fire tears at us? Of course it's not. Oh, little horn. You never let me have any fun. Let's see. I just want to see how it is in practice now that I know how I'm meant to use it. Well, Krampus actually can fire tears. Okay. That's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't know if it's solid enough to take over Book of Sin, because Book of Sin is actually like a really good item. But it might be fun to toy around with it. So I don't know. We'll keep it for now, I think. For the next fight, anyway. We got Big Horn here. He's not going to fire any tears at us. See, that's the problem with it, is that there's a lot of enemies here that don't fire tears. We also have Little Horn over there, I noticed. Oh, and another Big Horn. It's like double Big Horn and a Little Horn. Or else that Little Horn is one that was summoned by one of the Big Horns, which is what I'm more inclined to believe, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of enemies that do not shoot tears. Among them, I mean, Ultra Greed does kind of shoot tears, but I don't know if they count as tears when it comes to telekinesis. I don't know, man. This is gonna be an interesting adventure to try and make this item work. I think it might be smarter to just, because we're trying to go for the win here, keep Book of Sin. Maybe. I don't know, dude. Book of Sin's not that valuable, I guess, especially because we already have a pretty good selection of pills here. Let's go ahead and keep it. We'll try and make it work. It can actually really, I can see it coming through extremely well in the clutch. Anything else we're interested in here? Not really, so let's just go ahead and move on. One of my main worries with it when I read the text on the wiki, I can actually close the wiki here because it's probably might mess with my recording, might make it lag out if I leave it up too long. Speaking of which, let me actually just check. I don't know if you guys can see the screen. I played 1261 hours total. Oh, that's actually not as much as I thought. Okay. I thought it was 1300 plus already, but egg on my face, I guess. Click here to return to the game. Let's go on. What is this? It's a full health pill. Do you want 2 full health pills or a balls of steel and a full health? Honestly, maybe the 2 full health pills, because it could come in handy in the Ultra Greed fight. Yeah, my main worry when I read the text of this item on the wiki was that like it freezes the tears of enemies, but then do the tears like sort of move with you is what I was concerned about, because if they didn't, then that could be a problem when it came to like if you just walked into the tears by accident. But they do actually move with you, I noticed, so that's fine. Totally fine. We got a lot of fucking bombs, whatever that's useful for by now. We can check for our secret rooms, I guess. or single secret room. We don't have the double moon card or whatever. It's a new moon. So we definitely want the halo. I guess we might as well take it now that we have the room for the heart that it provides us. We actually got a tears upgrade from that, which is pretty sweet. A very minor one, but still a tears upgrade all the same. And let's go ahead and test this one out. So we gotta pay attention to enemies that can shoot tears at us and get ready to like deflect them back. Like greed here. We can, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, we just build up like a mass armada of tears. That's actually like very powerful. You just have to like have the right timing with it, you know? What am I getting hit by? Oh, it's like there's like a little haunt down there. And there's like not a lot of downtime on this item either. That's like what I would have expected. Like it just like instantly charges back up once it's done it over with. I would think like there'd be some downtime where you can't use it because of just how powerful it could be, because it just effectively blocks you from taking any damage from tears at all. As far as I can tell, anyway. Seems extremely potent, though. I'm wondering if there's like any time like in the chaos when I actually didn't know what this item did, when I was actually using it and just got saved by it and just didn't realize it because I was trying to pay attention to what it was doing with the charge up there or something. I could see this being actually quite potentially viable, especially like, can you imagine this like against the Hush or something? The Hush is like, who's like a super bullet hell boss, or any of the late game bosses actually, or many of the late game bosses, not Delirium really, but Isaac, Blue Baby, the Lamb, Satan, kind of sometimes. It actually would be quite potent against them because they fire so many tears. I'm interested in it. Seems very powerful, so we'll see where it takes us. This is actually going to be an HP upgrade as I get the adult transformation from that. I'm totally fine with that. We got another full health pill down here. Good shit, good shit. Should be able to handle the Ultra Greed fight fairly effectively, I think. I don't feel like super powerful or anything necessarily, but I do think that the HP combined with 2 full health pills that we can take down is going to be pretty extraordinary for us. Okay, just keep an eye out here. We actually got a lot of bullets going along the screen here. And the fact that it fires them back is actually pretty cool, too. I kind of wish it fired them back, like, directly at the enemy, like it aimed at them or something, instead of just firing back in the direction it was fired from. But it's already a good enough item, but defensively, it doesn't need to be, like, an amazing offensive upgrade, too. We got explosive diarrhea here. Get on out of here with that shit. Nobody likes you, explosive diarrhea. Well, some people do. Depends on the circumstance. Is there anything I want to buy before I move on here? I might as well use the reroll machine, I guess. I don't need speed or the D20. PhD, not super necessary. Honestly, maybe that might be worth it. The stem cells there. Ooh, I think we got enough. Well, okay, take it. Gives us extra hit with like our full health thing. I'm gonna go ahead and blow this up because I don't really care about belly button. Normally that would be pretty good, but we are already at the tier cap, I'm pretty sure. Tarot cloth, I mean, I'm gonna be taking down the pills anyway, so what does it matter to me? Okay. I guess we'll just save our money in this case. Don't really need to worry about any of that. I'm gonna go ahead and fight for a deal with the devil here. Bob's your uncle, man. Bob is your uncle. Like, is there a reason not to just use this every time it gets charged? Because there's so little downtime to it that I might as well just, like, every time I hear that little charged sound, just use it. In case there's an enemy on screen that's firing tears at you that you can't see. Don't worry about, like, trying to think about when to use it, or when's most effective to use it. Just use it, just in case. You never know. Is there still another stain? No, it's just these guys up here. Fine, fine. And we got some black hearts, which is actually fine. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure we got 2 full health pills. Move on down to the final floor and take on Ultra Greed. We got Tears upgrade. That actually was a Tears upgrade, so I guess we're not at the Tears cap really, but no big deal. We have a good enough tier rate that I'm not going to worry about it too much. And close all these pop-up notifications I got here. Okay, there's like 5 million of them, apparently. I think there were only actually like 5, but what is that buddy in a box firing? It's like some weird like Flintstones vitamin tears. I don't know, man. So it got a weird color to it for sure. Alright, let's head in with 43 cents and see how we deal with Ultra Greed here. Now it's the moment of truth, whether we can actually deflect Ultra Greed's tears with telekinesis. I don't think telekinesis was active at that moment. I need to get closer to see. Like, I don't know if they count as tears in the same way that other tears do. Something tells me that they don't, but we're gonna find out regardless. Like I said though, just keep on using it. I feel like that would have gotten it there. Like, he fired tears like pretty close to me. They are very short range tears a lot of the time though, so maybe not. I don't know. It does not seem to be working. I imagine this item was not programmed with Ultra Greed in mind. So I would not be surprised if these special sort of tears just don't get impacted by it. Still, very powerful item. Not super useful in the Ultra Greed fight here, but against his minions it can actually be pretty good against the greed heads and stuff. These guys not so much. If I could just like freeze them in place, like specifically, that would be kind of sweet. Like if there was an item like this, but it just froze enemies as you walk near them, that would be a little absurd, admittedly. At any rate, I'm feeling pretty confident in this Ultra Greed fight. It's weird, like I never felt like this run really popped off. It just sort of like slowly grew into its own. It slowly achieved puberty, both in the metaphorical sense and in the sense that we got 3 puberty pills and became an adult. And now we are strong. Not like obscenely strong. We're not a god here. Not a god amongst Lazari, but that's the plural of Lazarus if you didn't know. See, again, I dropped a red heart there. It wasn't, granted, it wasn't the first damage that I'd taken, but it was the first like full heart that I lost that I got that red heart drop on. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. But seems like there could be something to that. I probably should be using telekinesis every available opportunity, but I don't think it's actually going to change that much in the grand scheme of things here, especially once we get to the second phase of the Ultra Greed fight, because then I'm pretty sure there's literally no tears that I can deflect, so because he doesn't create minions at that point. So unless there's something I'm forgetting, or if I actually can deflect his tears, or for some strange reason I can deflect Ultra Greedier's tears, but not Ultra Greed's tears, then I don't know what to say, man. Something's going funky in the code at that point. Regardless, I'm quite happy with this run. Again, a bit of a shame that we had to lose one run in order to make it happen, but that's okay. We lost it fairly early on regardless. Taking a little bit of dumb damage here, but you know what? I'm still fine. We haven't even started burning into our red hearts yet, which is and like even then, we can get down to half of a red heart, or probably more realistically just a full red heart, because there are some things in this fight that can do a full red heart damage. And then just pop a full health pill, and we're totally fine. We're back in tank territory. Good stuff. Alright, watch out, because the brimstone lasers are going to fire. There we go. Now just don't stand in the path of the doors. Explosions of these coins actually have a pretty big radius, so you gotta stand a little farther away from them than you otherwise might expect. Hopefully we'll be able to gather a nice little stockpile of money here. Don't focus too hard on it though. That's a problem that I end up having a lot in this stage of the fight, because a lot of money does spawn in this stage of the fight. But if you're always running around trying to get it, trying to pick it up, then you're very much more susceptible to attacks, you know? At which point you'll lose money in the long run. Which is just about the last thing you want in this phase of the game. A little closer to him than I would like, but our knockback is pushing him away. Whoa, that was a lot of coins. They're all about to explode in my face. We got a lucky penny. Fine with that. Pretty good range on these tiers as well. Like, it's a very, like just barely above average in every stat run, I feel like. I mean, some stats are actually pretty extraordinary, like speed, obviously. Tears is actually pretty good for having a mutant spider as well. But, like, damage is nothing to write home about. You know, range is pretty good, decent. but it's all just coming together and complementing each other so well, and I'm just having fun. And look at all the particles on the ground. We got a whole big, like, salad of gold and orange and white. And it's not a salad I would want to eat, mind you, but it is a salad nonetheless. Or a collage, if you prefer. Okay. Did manage to pick up a nickel in there at some point, I realized. Okay, this is what I was talking about. I'm getting a little careless, I'm getting a little greedy. But I can afford to be with 2 full health pills in my back pocket. I think, anyway. Also, one of the things that I've, like, hardly even touched upon since we've gotten it is the creep shots, but they're actually doing a significant amount of work, too. Like, they're slowing down some of these ultra greed shots some of the time. Which is more valuable than you might realize. He's just jumping all over the place. He's playing Frogger all of a sudden. Wow, that was the most amazing stone shot of all time. Just homed it right in on me. He is very close to being done here, though. Man, I remember the early days of Afterbirth Plus when this fight was actually hard. I mean, it's still a very hard fight if you don't have the right setup for it, granted, but if you do, it's kind of a walk in the park. Good stuff. We got Plan C in the basement. Oh boy, and Dripping Baby. My favorite. What do we got here? We got a relax pill. Relax, Ultra Greed. Get some extra money out of it, maybe. No such luck, but we can grab all this extra money, putting us up to 64 cents, and then we'll go ahead and try and donate all of it. We already got a 1% chance at breaking it, so I don't know if we'll get all the way up to 64, but... Ooh, away. Hush, my darling, don't speak, my darling, the greed sleeps tonight. Well, that was a little disappointing at the end there, but still a fun run. We got Lazarus all done and over with, one of the early stumbling blocks as a character for us. Move on to Eden next time, who knows what we have in store for that run. And got a couple more left to go. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and or comment down below, it really helps out the channel. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I post a single Isaac video every single day. Not necessarily at noon Mountain Time all the time, but that's a good time to show up and see if one is available yet. Regardless. I already said regardless, so let me say it again. Regardless, irregardless. That's not a word. Don't get fooled. Regardless, I'm going to get out of here now, so have yourselves a good day. This is ArgonMatrix signing out. Thank you and good night.